Who have you dated in the past 6 months?
Well, I mean, a lot of people, I feel like a fair share of people caught on to it. And there was a whole Reddit thing that went on about a photo that came out of me and Nate.
Smith.
So, yes, Nate Smith, who came on my podcast.
We love Nate, by the way.
Love him to death.
He's the best.
Literally the best.
Yeah.
So, when he came on the podcast, we had...
Like, we had been hanging out a little bit.
Yeah, we've been talking, hanging out.
Yeah.
And then it kept going. And
for several months.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It was such a great experience. I mean, I have literally nothing to say about him other than having so much respect for him.
Yeah.
It was just a tough situation for everyone involved.
Yes.
I
He's
mean,
touring and like his career is like really taking off.
Oh, his
and
career.
Then you had a ton of responsibility.
Yeah.
And like in order to be able to see him, a lot of that sometimes it would require travel. And then it was just a lot.
I think it was really hard because there were ways that we connected so great, but then also it's so hard for anyone to understand the level of trauma that's going on in my life right now.
Right.
And also his career, like we said, is freaking taking off. I mean, playing sold out stadium tours, like it's crazy.
It's crushing
like
it.
No one deserves the success more than he does.
Correct.
But what comes along with that is he needs someone who's going to be able to go to those things and enjoy them with him. And there's no way for me to do it without feeling guilty.
Right.
For leaving the kids.
Right.
So I have to figure out what a healthy balance is going to be of being able to have a personal life while having the kids and everything else involved.
Right.
But when we did, like, we had so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's see. And too, his album comes out I want to say this Friday, so the 28th. But his album comes out, and we had so much fun. Like, the best time ever.
I mean, me too.
Just photos. Like, that was like New York for Jimmy Fallon. Like, we did that. Let's see. This was like the first night we went out in public with everyone?
Yeah, we were singing karaoke that night.
Yeah, we were singing karaoke that night. We have some really fun videos.
Nate should have been singing and not us, I will say that.
Yes, he should have. Oh, God bless you. That I think is such a bittersweet thing that I'm still trying to work through in my mind is maybe it was the right person, but terrible timing.
Yeah.
And also, though we're both capable of being friends with each other and just him living out his career, me living out mine, my family stuff, everything involved. So it's been a challenge.
It's still difficult though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause it was definitely evident that y'all cared.
Oh yeah, we definitely did. And too, a lot of people, even my friends were like, whoa. Like, we've never seen you like this with someone in public.
Yeah.
You know? Like, we just had so much
You're typically
fun.
more secretive.
Yes.
Than you were. And you were kind of like, whatever.
Yeah. Like, we just had so much fun. There was a level of comfortability in just everything. It was, I don't know. It was freaking
Nate
awesome.
spoken openly about it being you?
He was never against speaking about it being me. Like, I was actually the one that said, hey, I don't want this public.
Yeah, you wanted to keep it sacred.
I wanted to keep it quiet, sacred. Also, I didn't want to hear the crap from people saying, oh, it's because he's a country music artist, or it's this, or it's that. I was the one that was like, let's not speak about it. I don't want people thinking, oh, she's with him because he's a country music artist and this, that, the other. People, you know how negative people are and how they always want to assume the worst. So I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't want, it just wasn't keep it sacred was my viewpoint.
Yeah. Do you think in general, like, what do you run into? Like, what are your struggles with dating? I know we have some similar ones. But
well, right now my struggles are like two kids.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But in general,
ooh. Having someone to be able to step up emotionally. Mm-hmm. That's what I need. Like, I think for me, when it comes at the point I'm at in my life right now, I need someone to emotionally fulfill me, before ever thinking about physically fulfilling me.
Yeah.
That's just, I have to have that emotional connection, or I cannot get there with you physically. Does not matter. You could be the hottest frickin',
Whatever.
Right. But if you emotionally do not do it for me, it's a lost cause.
Would you say it's still difficult to play that part emotionally for you? Like for somebody else to do that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think because you hold things together so efficiently, and you and I talked about this some, but it's hard for either of us to accept help because the pace we move, how we do things, and it's like either help me or get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
And so if you're not moving at the pace that I'm moving at, you're slowing me down. Mm-hmm. So move.
Yeah.
And then especially if I'm in the depths, or you are in the depths of trying to take care of others emotionally, and then somebody else comes in needing any kind of emotional bandwidth and you don't have any left, you're like, I don't have to tell you.
Yeah. And it's so hard to even open myself up to dating right now because I feel like I'm going to fail. And I don't with my personality, it's just I don't like to fail.
Right.
And so I take on too much, and then I feel like I fail at everything. And I'm like, if there's nothing else I'm successful at right now, I want to be successful at being the best caregiver I can be for these two kids. Like, that's the most important thing in the world to me.
Right.
So for even like with Nate and I, what was so hard was like, I was like, I know he deserves someone who's going to be able to go to these things with him and just enjoy his successes with him. And I mean, I did that. I went to Jimmy Fallon. It was the best time ever.
Right.
We enjoyed each other, like enjoyed the experience. It was amazing. But like, he needs someone who's going to go to Stagecoach and who's going to go to the CMA Awards and granted, I could do those things, but I think he just needed a little bit more presence than I could give.
Right.
Which was hard because everyone's entitled to what they need in order to have a successful relationship. And he was always so understanding though, understanding, but there was just something lacking that we both knew. Like, I needed some more time in areas and he needed some more time in areas, but neither of us had the time to give elsewhere.
Right.
Like, we couldn't take away time elsewhere to give to each other. So it kind of just was a sucky, impossible situation. And like, we still talk. We're friends. We're excited for each other. We want each other to be happy. But unfortunately, I feel like the dating area of things for me is kind of at a very casual level right now because I don't have the depth to give. So I know that you're saying that you're not giving enough, which is like a very typical Savannah answer, which is, I could expand myself further, or I wish I could do more. But like, what do you need right now? Like, in general. I think.
And who can give it to you?
Yeah. I think when I sit back and look at my life, I don't even have a handful of people that have said, how are you doing? Mm-hmm. Like, something as simple as that. Like, someone who wants to know, like, how are you doing? How are you dealing with all these things? How do you feel? Like, I don't really have much of that. And I find myself doing that for everyone else, but then it's kind of like, oh, here's Savannah over here. And I think having someone who wants to invest in you emotionally and psychologically is the biggest turn on ever. Even just someone saying, like, let me make your life easier.
Yeah.
Like, and someone who's willing to see just all the crappy parts and is still like, all right, I'm down for this. Mm-hmm. And to realize that everyone's life comes with trauma and hurt and negative experiences.
Yeah.
So it's not supposed to be perfect. And being with someone is loving a gazillion and one different versions of them. Like, I don't want you to be who you are. I don't want you to be who, in 5 years, who you were today. Like, we all evolve and we all change.
Right.
And so I think right now I just want someone, and two, I do need to get away. Like, I think for me, I have to, in order for me to be effective in being great for the kids and my parents and this whole new journey that we're about to embark on that I'll speak about, I have to have 48 hours to myself.
And that's about the extent of you leaving.
Yeah, literally. I will not leave for more than 48 hours.
Yeah, you'll be like gone Friday afternoon, there like lunchtime Sunday.
Yeah. Like, I will, like, I just went to the Bahamas for literally 48 hours. Mm-hmm. But that was the extent of it, you know, because I was like, I need to recharge. I can't keep going at this speed.
Right.
So I think that's maybe, you know, I've definitely gone out on dates with people and, like, had a fun time. And, but it's few and far between, that's for sure.
And you're not really letting people get, which I do the same thing, but, like, you're not getting all the way to my, like, inner world. I call it my, like, house of cards complex, because I'm like, I have this thing stacked up, and this is not giving myself more credit. I have plenty of people in my life that are helping keep it up, but in my own world, I do have this, like, house of cards.
Yeah.
And it's like, unless you're planning on, like, being here and helping for the foreseeable future, don't even come near this thing.
Yeah.
Because it's barely standing as it is. A little gust of wind could mess up my whole world. So, like, and if you alleviate me of any of the pressure that I'm under, and I get used to that, I'm not sure I can go back.
Mm-hmm. And I don't need you to come in just to wreck my whole world.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think giving someone that much power over me, I'm like, no, can't happen. Like, I can't allow myself to get to that place. And granted, I have met some really great people. Like, I have met people who are business owners, people who are attorneys, not our attorneys, dear God, no, completely different realm. But I've met really eligible, successful people who I could potentially, like, I could see myself with, like, our lives mesh, we go well together, but I don't allow myself to get too far into it because I don't want to disappoint them and I don't want them to disappoint me. Mm-hmm. So it's I even just had a conversation with someone yesterday or the day before, and I will say, this is where, though, I have said, let's see, I want to find this text from this person because it caused me to, the amount of respect I gained for this person was huge because it's just like someone that I've been talking to. And they said, support for today's episode comes from Honeylove. The reviews are in, and Honeylove came out on top for best wedding day shapewear. We all know that wedding season is upon us. I tend to be, kind of like 27 dresses. I'm always the bridesmaid. And with the bridesmaid means we've got to have some good shapewear. We got to look snatched. We got to look good. And that's where Honeylove comes into play. Honeylove is your go-to for all things shapewear. They have revolutionized compression technology, so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear. We've all felt that, and we absolutely hate it. So with Honeylove, you'll immediately feel and see the difference. And we have an exclusive offer for my listeners. Get 20% off your entire order with the code UNLOCKED20 at honeylove.com. Support our show and check them out at honeylove.com and use the code UNLOCKED20. You guys have heard me talk about Mudwater before, and I am obviously obsessed. Who wouldn't be? I mean, I love my coffee, but Mudwater has become a great alternative. Mudwater is a great coffee alternative with 4 adaptogenic mushrooms and Ayurvedic herbs with only a fraction of caffeine as a cup of coffee, but you still get the energy, except you get it without the jitters or crash of coffee. Each ingredient was also added for a purpose. It's not just thrown in there to, make you think you're getting something that you're really not. It's all there, and it's all very effective. You have cacao and chai for mood and a hint of caffeine. You also have lion's mane to support focus, as well as tons of other ingredients that help to support physical performance, your immune system, and there's tons of antioxidants. What makes Mudwater so great is the taste is absolutely amazing. Mud water is also Whole30 approved, 100% USDA organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher certified. So make sure that you go to mudwater.com/unlocked to support the show and use code UNLOCKED for 15% off. Again, that's mudwater.com/unlocked to support the show and use code UNLOCKED for 15% off. This person that I've been talking to sent me a text about like wanting to see me soon, and then said, I really wish I wouldn't have sent that text to you. I know and understand your life. You don't need any more pressure or people requiring your attention.
You felt heard, probably.
And I was like, whoa. Like, that was huge. And that's honestly, though, what dating older does, I feel like. Because this person has life experience. They've gone through really shitty things in life, and so they understand. And so I think right now in my life, I just need someone to meet me where I'm at and not where they wish I would be.
Yeah, because one thing is an extension of a requirement, and one thing is like releasing pressure. And so like it can't be adding to pressure.
No,
for you right now.
No, it can't. It just has to be kind of, it is what it is. We enjoy each other. We see where it goes, but there cannot be any pressure surrounding that part of my life.
I think too that you don't need every single ounce of information as you like move through relationships and navigate life. I know I'm going to figure it out. So you can kind of exist in the moment of things. Whereas some people, as a protective method, they need to like fill in everything.
For sure.
Do you want to, well, before we move on, and then we can do some like fun stuff on your phone and the questions people asked, what is the current misunderstanding with you right now that you wish, okay, I'm going to make this a little more complex. I look at you a lot of times and I'm like, I don't think I could handle the level of misunderstanding that comes your way because I think being misunderstood is one of the hardest things for humans to do, to be like, I'm actually this and you think I'm this. For you, it's even more complex because I think people make this assumption on you based on whatever information they have. And there's information that you and your family have and that some of your closest friends have that no one else will ever have access to. So people are still making a judgment of you based on literally just a fraction of what you are. So what's the hardest thing about that? And do you feel like there's a misunderstanding right now for you currently that you're struggling with?
Oh, for sure. I think, and it's so funny that you asked that because I posted a quote this morning and it says, understand this. You can sound confident and have anxiety. You can look healthy but feel bad. You can look happy and be miserable. You can be good looking and feel ugly. So be kind because every person is fighting the battle you know nothing about. And it's so true because right now it's like the biggest misconception of me is that I'm this entitled, right now, like this entitled crappy human being who has never dealt with anything in their life, and oh, whoa, your parents stole this, that, whatever, like we should feel bad for you. Like people are just so hateful right now, and I don't understand why. Now granted, there are some really, really awesome positive people. Like I get a lot of positivity thrown my way, and for that I'm forever grateful. But I've been at a place to where I have made it all and I've lost it all. I've seen what a life is with and what it is without. Like I've seen it all. I've had success in my career. I've had failure. I've had success in my personal life and failure. And so what's so hard for me is for people to be so hateful, and too for people to think I'm just supposed to be perfect. Like I am supposed to act perfect at every turn. I can't make mistakes. That's the hardest part because I know I tried my absolute best to be positive, to be a positive role model, to do the right thing even when it's hard. And a lot of it goes unnoticed. And at the end of the day, I'm 25 years old and I'm doing the absolute best that I can do.
Which is, you're doing a really good job.
Well, thank you. I think I'm just doing the best that I can do. Yeah. And I wish people had more grace and understanding. And sure, like I said, do I mess up? Of course I do. Like, I'm normal. I'm human. But guess what? You make your mistakes and you learn from them. And when you know better, you do better. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm at in my life. And I'm trying to block out the negativity and focus more on the positive things that are coming my way. And I just wish people would maybe give me a little bit more grace and understanding. I mean, imagine being 25 years old, losing both of your parents to prison, having a 10-year-old and a 16-year-old, and having to basically rebuild my career.
Yeah.
All at one time.
Yeah. I think people are thinking about, well, she's still famous, and not thinking about all of your main sources of revenue are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, the podcast, thank God it started when it did, because it's at least helped. But I mean, it's not everything that you would need to support every member of your family that you're taking care of.
Just right now, like, it's just a lot. People don't realize, like, think of when you lose a job, how hard it is on you.
Yeah.
Okay. So lost a job, lost both my parents, got custody of 2 kids, having to put my life on hold.
Yeah.
Like, everything is changing. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not at all. I'm not asking for people to feel bad for me. I'm not that type of person.
No.
I'm just saying, stop holding me accountable for
perfection.
For perfection and what you believe is the truth. Because like, your truth is not my truth.
Yeah.
And I just wish people would be a little kinder.
Well, you never claimed perfection.
No.
Like, that's never something that you've claimed. I mean, you always
But I guess maybe I did. Maybe I did, by portraying this image on TV that everything was perfect. And
which was part of a show.
Yeah, exactly. It was part of a show. And there was this image of perfection portrayed that people got used to. So I think now I'm at a point in my life to where it's introducing a new me.
Yeah.
And who I am versus the character that people thought I was.
Yeah. I mean, I think even you taking accountability for, maybe I did set that precedent and that wasn't my intention.
Yeah.
Or I didn't really know what I was doing because I was 15, 16.
Yeah.
And then now having to live up to something that was a coping mechanism then.
Yeah.
And now it's an impossible standard to maintain.
Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So I think from this point going forward, it's like, I'm going to be imperfect, going to make mistakes. I'm going to be more brutally honest and just say what's on my mind instead of trying to create this perfect image.
Yeah.
And people are going to get what they get.
Yeah.
And I have to stay true to myself and my family and the people that I love. And other than that, the people that accept me, I love you, I appreciate you. And the people that don't, well, I'm just not for you.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think that's fair.
Very fair. Okay, so we have questions.
Scared.
I know. That people have asked.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Give me that.
Wait.
Give me that.
No. I think we got one from the Southwest Pilot.
What?
Well, I don't know. It says on here, one of the questions, the crush you have on me, the Southwest Pilot. Oh, he's hot. Savannah said, I don't know.
Let me
There's
see.
something from the Southwest Pilot.
We got to get to the root of this. Okay, hold on. So we were going to ask questions, but now we feel like maybe we've had correspondence from the Southwest Pilot, which would just literally change everything. Hold on.
Do you see it? It says Southwest Pilot.
I mean, the handle is Southwest Pilot _.
Oh, that's not promising.
The crush you have on me, the Southwest Pilot. Oh, he's hot, Savannah said. Thank you, with a kissy face.
What does that even mean? Hey, stop trying to rain on my parade over there.
We're getting to the bottom of this. Oh, someone made this just to talk to you.
Oh, no.
Southwest Airlines pilot with 3 stock photos of an airplane.
No.
We hate that for you. We really do.
This is torture.
Oh,
okay.
shoot. Okay.
Well, ask the questions. Find your favorite ones.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Are you into Italians?
Yes.
You know what I'm going to say right now? And you can quote me on this. This girl does not really have a type.
No.
I mean, age, it doesn't matter where you came from, how old you are. She don't matter what kind of job you have.
No.
Your history, amount of kids. She doesn't have a type. I will give you that.
Do not have a type, but.
Okay. How are Gray and Chloe dealing with your parents being gone?
So the last time that we spoke about this, I said that I was not really going to speak about them any further, and I was going to let them tell their stories however they perceive it. So just because I felt bad, because so many tabloids like to take things out of context.
And then they have to see it.
Yeah, so many tabloids like to take things out of context. So one said something about Grayson having like a mental breakdown. And I was like, that's not what was said.
Not at all.
So from that point going forward, I have vowed to let them speak about it whenever they want to.
I think
and
that's
how they're
fair.
doing.
I like that approach. Let's see. Who's the better boy band, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Well, since we just had a member of NSYNC on.
NSYNC.
Yeah, there you go. Are you dating anyone right now?
No. I mean, like, what does dating mean in today's day and age?
We don't have that kind of time.
Like, exclusively dating? No. I'm not exclusively dating anyone.
Maybe, are you going, let's take it back a step. Are you going on dates?
Yeah.
Talking to people regularly? Yeah. Dates in public?
Maybe in other countries.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, kind of, sort of, sure, whatever. Move on.
Is Savannah single? And if so, can I get her contact info?
We may pass on that.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hit me up on Raya.
Let's see. How's Nanny Faye doing? What's the update on her?
She's doing okay. Yeah, she's doing okay. Like I said, I kind of have vowed to let everyone speak for themselves. I think that's fair, because it's not fair for me to say how someone else is doing. I know what I'm dealing with her, and it's a handful. So,
yeah, she's a character.
Yeah.
Actually, I've had people send this to the YouTube account too, and my email. Can people that are not y'all write to your mom and dad?
Yes, you can. You can write to them. You just have to go on the BOP website, search
which is
their
the Bureau
names.
of Prisons website.
Yeah. Never in a million years I think I would be saying that.
Yeah, people don't really just know that acronym.
Yeah, so go to bop.gov and you can like find them, their numbers, addresses, everything in order to send something to. But it just has to be like on paper.
Do you think
cards.
your parents would like getting this?
They get tons of stuff.
They do?
And too, from like other countries, and it's the craziest thing in the world. They get
it's probably entertaining and like
it is
keeps
entertaining.
them busy and
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's entertaining, and people send some really kind, heartfelt stuff. So if you're going to be positive, send them something. If
you write a negative handwritten letter, you really need to reevaluate where you are in life, because that's a whole different level. So when is new TV show ?
So we are filming some fun stuff coming up, and I'm so excited. We actually are filming a little something on May 5th. So that will be very exciting. And in the coming months, you'll hear some fun news about people that we've partnered with. And I think it's going to be a really fun, healthy partnership.
What is going to be different? I know you can't talk too much about it, but can you talk a little bit about how this show, if it happens, what will be different about it?
It's just going to be what you see is what you get. You're going to have all the uncomfortable conversations. You are going to see how we're navigating as a family through having two parents that are incarcerated, but also people that, you're going to see how my grandparents are dealing with things, how Chase and I are dealing with things, him in the wedding process, how I do not necessarily agree with it. You're going to see literally every single aspect, and there is no holding back, including Chloe asking me what tampons are. So,
that happened today.
Moment. Yeah.
Yeah, she's 10. So
she's 10.
That conversation was coming, maybe not something you were thinking about.
No, it was not something I was thinking about. She informed me that she must be prepared for when that day comes. And then,
we love someone who loves preparation, but
not that much. Jeez.
Came out of nowhere for you.
Came out of left field.
Do you think, this is a me question, do you think when cameras come on, it's going to be hard? Like, you've gotten used to being authentically you on the podcast, but when TV cameras were on y'all and you were taping, you've never been able, like, it's always been somewhat scripted.
Yeah. Oh,
is that
yeah.
going to be hard for you?
I don't think so. It would have been if the podcast didn't happen.
Yeah.
But now that the podcast has been here, I think it's going to be it would be so hard for me to not authentically be myself at this point.
Right. Yeah, because you've had some like warm up time.
Yeah.
Does size truly matter?
You know what? I've dated short. I've dated tall.
I don't think that's what they were asking.
I mean, I was correlating it kind of that.
You don't have to answer. I just thought it was funny.
That was very funny. I mean, it all depends. Like, you gotta know what you're working with.
Yes. I'm not going to weigh in. My brother's producing the show. Did you find the pilot? Question. We already know she didn't.
No,
she was
I have
really
not
excited
found
about
this
this fake
pilot.
account. Where's the pilot?
Where is the Southwest pilot?
Okay, let's see. Is nice feet. This is just a comment, not a question.
Oh.
Lots of feet. Here, speaking of extra income,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, your face isn't, she's not above it, people.
Here's a little sneak peek, guys.
Right. You might have to give some info about, they're going to want to know like how tall, like how high your arch is and stuff, but you can deal with that on your own. We don't have time for that right now.
Unlocked with Savannah is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking. Yep, while you're listening to me, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, or maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you can be doing right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and you could save money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $700 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at progressive.com to join over 29 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average 12 months of savings of $698 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June of 2021 and May of 2022. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations. No.
Do you still talk to Nick?
So it's actually kind of funny. For anyone that did not follow our relationship, it was very up and down. Some would say toxic at times, due to both of us, in all honesty. Like, I have enough self-awareness to say it was due to both of us. But right now, we're actually have reached a point to where we can be like civil with one another because we both work in Nashville in the real estate market. So we have to. I mean, we work on deals together and we are very cordial. So for that, I am grateful. And I will leave it at that.
Let's see. God, there's so many feet things in here. Like, so much feet.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. People really want you to start sharing your outfits. Sean and I have been talking about figuring out the best way to do that on YouTube once you've done your show. People really want to know what your outfits are.
Okay. We're gonna find out a way to do that.
There's some sassy questions in here.
Ooh.
Are the brushes coming back?
So we're working on that. All things sassy we're kind of working on right now, and a whole revamp, overhaul. Everything has been so successful, and I'm so grateful for all the love that you guys have given Sassy, and I hope that it'll be in a retailer soon. So
I love that. Here's someone that's asking the question we were talking about earlier. How are you really doing?
How am I really doing?
We love that from
I
Jenny.
know. You know what? I love that because I don't get asked that much. And I will say right now in this moment, I'm doing okay. In this moment, I am okay.
That's good. We just go moment to moment.
Exactly.
Let's see if there's anything else that's a must read on here. Some people are just telling you you're awesome, so we like that too.
I love that.
Do you look at celebrities differently once they have commented about your family?
110%, without a doubt. I do. I think Justin Anderson, when he came on the podcast, he stated that obviously people thought like he and I were like best friends, which it was so crazy. People had like thought we had this whole thing, which we are friends, love him to death, but like we weren't as close as people thought we were.
Yeah.
And people had asked him, why haven't you comment on everyone else? Why haven't you commented on the Chrisleys? Why haven't you commented on the Chrisleys? And he said on the podcast that like he has enough respect for us. And two, when it comes to family matters like that, like I'm staying out of it. And for that, like I gained so much respect for him in that moment, because celebrities should just know like when enough is enough and what you touch on. Okay, touch on someone's dating life. Great. Don't touch on someone's life falling apart. And two, you should know that what you read isn't always the truth. It's maybe 5% truth and 95% lie.
Yep.
So I do lose a lot of respect for people who just are classless when it comes to that.
And they start blabbing about random stuff. How great is it to be Savannah's friend? I guess that was directed
how
at
great.
me.
Okay, this will be the question. How great is it to be Savannah's friend, Erin?
It is one of the most equal friendships I've had. Like, in terms of like giving and receiving.
I love you. That is the most like sincere answer.
Yeah. You know, we both talked about how it feels like sometimes people just take more than they give.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that with you. I mean, I know that we've done a lot to help produce the show, but you did a lot for giving us opportunity in the first place. I mean, you didn't have to let us do it, but you did. So,
well, there's no one else that would rather do it.
Well,
so.
I appreciate that. So a very equal exchange and loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
Like, I know if I messed up, Savannah would be like, bitch, don't do that again. Mom will help you.
That's literally how we are. Yeah. Like, because there was one podcast, what was it that you and I had miscommunication on about something that was supposed to come out but didn't come out, and then
oh yeah, Savannah, yeah, well, that was you trying to tell me how to do my job. And I'm like, you barely know how to get your phone to come back on after it's been done.
It was something in a podcast that I was like, hey, we probably should have taken that out. And then it didn't come out. But we were just like, screw
I know. Yeah, there's something that I wish that we had not missed, but we did. That's why I really like Savannah to listen to the whole thing so that I don't have...
We'll get better.
I had blood on my hands for that one.
Yeah, it's fine. So, well, I love that. And then I think, how do we want to end this? Well, ending it, I think the biggest question that people have asked is like, what does the future look like?
Yeah, and what would you want it to look like? Because you have Corey, another guy that works here with us. We were talking about you before because I was like, is there anything you guys want to add that I'm missing that I should talk to her about? Corey's like, well, she talks a lot about what she's going to do in the future for other people, but she doesn't talk a lot about what she's going to do for herself. Ooh. So are there two narratives of like, you are doing a lot of stuff in the future for other people and rehabilitation efforts and stuff like that, but what is the other side of that coin?
That's a good question. I've always looked at my family as like, my family is me and I am my family, you know? So it's like a weird, people even say the other day, they're like, you guys, like, there's just this level of closeness that like, you guys just say whatever, like, there's no boundaries or I was like, yeah, it's kind of us, you know? So it's so hard to imagine my life going forward without my parents home. Mm-hmm. And so that's really the most important thing to me right now. But I look at my future and I look at, like, I wanted to, and this is going to sound so, you know, whatever, people can say what they want, but like I had this whole idea in my head of like 30 under 30, doing 30 countries by the time I turn 30.
Ooh.
Now, that's not going to happen with the way my life has panned out. And so I look at these things, I'm like, you know what? I want to, once mom and dad come home, like that's when I'm gone. Nobody's gonna see me. You're not gonna know what country I'm in. I am gone. So I just think right now I'm just working towards like mom and dad and the appeal. People asked about the appeal. Yeah. The appeal was filed last month, so now we wait. It's a game of hurry up and wait. So
could be waiting a while.
Yeah. The appeals process is not necessarily. I mean, it could be October, November before we hear anything else. We just don't really know.
Right.
So now we just hurry up and wait. And I think in the interim, though, what I'm going to try to do is be more intentional about the time that like I do have and plan fun stuff for the kids and I to do this summer. Like that's a really big thing for me is I want to at least do one trip this summer with the kids of like taking them to do something they've never done and experience something really fun and knowing that like, okay, just because mom and dad aren't here doesn't mean I don't want them to put their life on hold because mom and dad's not here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm putting my life on hold.
It's hard not
So I have to try to have a healthy balance because they're going to look at me and it's like, well, why are you telling me not to put my life on hold when yours is? And so I want to find a healthy balance of living my own personal life and helping the kids to do the same.
Yeah.
So like that's my number one priority, but also turning our hurt into something positive for people. That's my biggest thing. And that for me is like our mission and what I know we're supposed to be doing as a family and together. And like I said, people aren't going to look too kindly upon this and everything gets political. I know that. And this is not a Democrat Republican thing. I'm just trying to humanize our system and it doesn't have to be political.
No.
It doesn't. It just has to be about treating people with love and kindness and grace and understanding.
I've never seen anyone turn, how would I say this that's appropriate? I've never seen anyone turn a shitty situation into what you have done to the level that you've done it. I'm not saying you don't have bad days, but like
I have plenty. But
yeah, but this is not only are you turning it into something good, you're doing it on a very large scale.
Yeah.
So,
well,
good
I
for
love you.
Love you too.
And I wouldn't feel confident with anyone else sitting by me. Also, I gotta go pick up Chloe from school.